Happy Wednesday, Saints fans. We are live once again here on the channel. My name is Girouaurd. Thank you so much for tuning in to Saints Now by Chat Sports. As always, we greatly appreciate the Who Dat Nation for stopping by and making us a part of their day. We got a loaded live show. We're going to go through the injury report, I should say. We're also going to talk about some trade rumors around Davante Adams. I'm sure that's the reason you clicked on this video. But also, we're going to take some questions, go through the mailbag, and have a lot of fun all throughout the next hour and a half, I should say. But Who Dat Nation, I want to hear you guys get loud and proud because the New Orleans Saints, baby, are 2-0. So get in the comment section and give me a Who Dat if you want to get a shout out. If you hand me that remote, I can try and I can mess with it. Because I think we have an app that we could use. All right, yeah, get the Who Dats in the comments section. I'm going to give some shout-outs. We got Jerry G, Queen Courtney, Lucas, Althea. Queen Courtney, as always. What's going on, girl? How you doing? Dark Knight, Elijah, Brent, Chase, Trav504. Shout out to all of you for making us a part of your day. We greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in. Rick, Hannick, Walter, Andre, Romello, Elijah, Chris, Swamp Dog, Kendall Taylor says, Trace, I'm in the building. Make it crunk. Guys, if you want to make your next meal crunk, boy, do I have a deal for you guys. I want to tell you really quick about today's presenting sponsor, Factor Meals. They are one of my favorite sponsors we have here at Chat Sports. And if you want to meet your wellness goal this fall, you should check out Factor Meals. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. So no matter how busy you are, you'll always have time to enjoy nutritious, great tasting meals. Head over to factormeals.com/SaintsChat50 and use code SaintsChat50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code SaintsChat50 at factormeals.com/SaintsChat50 to get 50% off your first box. Billy Mays, but wait, there's more. You'll also get 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. Now, today's show also would not be possible if it weren't for my favorite ticketing app out there, and it's Game Time. And you guys got to check out the Game Time app. Create an account and use code CHATSPORTS to get $20 off your first purchase. Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Terms do apply, but once again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Shout out to Game Time. What time is it? Game time. They also have really cool deals like views from your seat. They give you stadium promos and all sorts of fun stuff. So check out Game Time if you guys want to get started and get some tickets to your next live event. Now, really quick, if you guys have been impressed with what the New Orleans Saints have done so far, I need you to hit that thumbs up icon and like today's video. I've been blown away personally. I think that this team should have been, going into this, I believe in my record prediction. I actually had them going 1-1 through the first 2 games. However, I do think that the Saints winning against the Cowboys, not only does it build a lot of confidence, but it also makes me as a fan super excited to see what the team is capable of as we get into some coming weeks. Plus, you have a tough schedule against the Eagles, and then on top of that, you have the Chiefs and on Monday Night Football, the Falcons at, I believe it's in Atlanta, the first one. So that's obviously going to be a tough game as well. Tex, I'm going to need some help here. This TV just turned off. This TV turned off, so I'm going to need you to turn it back on so I can see. Okay. So can you just turn this back on real quick and then you can fix it? So I'm going to keep giving some shout-outs. Hey there, Trace from Aisha saying, Who Dat? What's up, girl? Cheese Pizza Pirate says, Who Dat? Who Dat Records. I'm surprised, but they're kicking ass and taking names. Could not agree more. I totally agree with you. Jerry G says, shout out to Clint Kubiak. Totally agree. Eagles disappointed me on Monday night. I agree with you there. I think the Eagles are not nearly, as good of a football team as people thought they were. The Falcons, still kind of hard to get a read on them. They did look a lot better in that late stretch in week 2, but it's also still the Falcons. So, what are you going to do? On top of that, I want to just see how many likes we can get on this video. We have 160 people hanging out. Only 36 likes. So if you've been impressed with what this team has done so far, I need you to like today's video. Pump it up. We're going to pump you up. Once we get to 50 likes, we can move on to the next topic of discussion. I'm excited for this one. Steve going, what's up, Trace? What's up, Steve? How you doing, my man? Jerry says, screw the Falcons. Steve, hell yeah, Jerry, screw the Falcons. Chase says, Eagles are going to lose. Jerry G says, Saquon's gave the Falcons that game. Yeah, Saquon dropping that ball, literally, like, you don't even have to catch the ball and score. Catch the ball, take 1 or 2 steps, fall down, game over. Didn't do it. Saquon Barkley, notably the most overrated, quote-unquote, receiving back in the league. I'm not really totally bought in on all that. Queen Courtney with the $5 super chat. We also have 56 likes. So once we pull up Queen Courtney super chat, we'll get to the next discussion topic. $5 from my girl, Queen Courtney. Queen Courtney, fun reminder, since you sent in that $5 super chat, we have our Wednesday special back. So if you want to send in a $5 super chat, normally it's $10 to get on the helmet. So it's 50% off. If you guys want to get on the helmet for 50% off, just send in a $5 super chat today like Queen Courtney. Courtney, if you have somebody you want me to put on the helmet for you because you're on here a couple times, let me know and we'll pop it up. Queen Courtney with the $5 super chat. We'll get that up here in just a second. Jock Preston says, who dat? The greatest Duke. Shout out to you. We'll get your super chat up in just one moment as well. Queen Courtney, let me know if there's a person you want me to get on the helmet for you. But the great Duke brothers, I got to put you on the helmet. Are there 2 of you? Because if there are, I'll put both of you on there. The great Duke brothers. One second. Let me write this down because I can't write and talk. The great Duke. I'm going to redo this because I made it look bad. The great Duke Bros. Booyah. The great Duke Bros going on the helmet. Shout out to you. If you want to add a second name, I nominate my good friend Jerry G. You know what? We'll put Jerry G on there. Jerry G's always holding it down for us. Jerry G says, time for some super chat. Crow. Good game, Saints. Y'all got us good. You know what, great Duke brothers? I appreciate the fact that you're man enough to come in here and say, hey, you know what? I'm a man, and I admit that I was wrong. Congratulations. The great Duke bros. Fist bump, my man. Fist bump. You're a real one. You're a legend, and you're a real man, so I got to give you a lot of credit. I'm going to put Jerry G on the helmet for you as well because the Duke Bros is such a legend. Jerry G. All righty. Jerry G, I'm going to put you right on top of the Duke Bros sticker as well. That way you guys can always be together there. There you go. Right there. Boom. Right there. Like these two right here. It's so hard to do this when you're not looking at it. But booyah. Shout out to you, the great Duke Bros. Who you got? Let me know. Type S for Saints. Type E for Eagles. I want to know who you think is going to win this Week 3 matchup. I'm excited for it. The Eagles are not a bad football team. However, I think that this is a game that the Saints, you win this, it only does good things going into Week 4 against the Atlanta Falcons. So in my opinion, this is a game you either A, work out some kinks, or B, you just keep putting it all together and you keep staying hot. That way you can all just have so much confidence going into it. So I'm seeing Carrie say the Saints, Jerry, Ren, Jarrell, I should say, Alex, the great Duke brothers, Cheese Pizza Pirate, all saying the Saints. HF going with the Saints. Jerry G, Lore, all going with the Saints. Chris Davis, Saints 38-21. Dark Knight saying Saints. Kendall saying we're going 4-0. Nola bound. I love it, Kendall. I love it. I love it. I love it. Elijah, Gerald, David, Christopher, Young City 9th Ward. What's going on, man? Who Dat Records? Saying the Eagles. Wow. That's the only one I've seen so far. So there you go. We also did get a super chat from my man HF. HF is sent in a super chat just a second ago, so I'm going to give him another helmet sticker. This is a good point, though. Tex, go back to that. Yeah, go back to that other one. Yeah, come here. So this is a good note right here. Shout out to producer Tex for reminding me about this. Um, this was posted a couple days ago. And now injury reports have confirmed that A.J. Brown did not practice today alongside Johnny Wilson. The only two names for the Eagles on the injury report. But if they don't have J.J. Brown, that's big time for the Saints. And we're not here to celebrate injuries, but we are here to say you have to take advantage and you have to make things happen. Here, I'm going to update text. There's a new I'm going to send you the Slack. Is there any way you could update the graphic? Because there's just like it's the same person. It's just updated information and today with today's date. So I just DM'd you the link in Slack. So honestly, you just change the message and the date and you're good. Sorry, oh shoot, you're gonna have to read only it and fix the commas. You know what I'm gonna do here? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna send you the text. Copy it. No. Yeah, copy it. I'm gonna send it to TV. I'm gonna copy it, and then that way you can send it. You can read only it and just put it in there. Yes, that's the one. Correct. Yes. Cool. Perfect. Yeah. So I just sent it to TV. So if you want to copy it from there, put it in the read only that way, and then the date is this. That's the date. Perfect. Tex, you're the freaking man. Everyone type Tex. Everyone type Tex. He's been holding it down, fixing some stuff for me on the fly. What a legend. Tex. All right, HF. We'll pop up your super chat here in just one moment, but I'm going to go ahead and give you your helmet sticker. That's too small for HF. Booyah. No, that is in this segment. So that's perfect. Yeah. So we'll go to that we'll go to that one. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Let's go to the super chat. All right, HF, giving you your helmet sticker. We're going to go right on top of Ron. HF, you got a pretty good real estate right there, man. You're right next to the Florida Lee. That's some good real estate. Reminder, $5 super chat gets you on the helmet. Shout out to HF. Clint's got experience against the Eagles defense. Need to punch them in the mouth and not let up. That's a big key to victory for me. Do not let up. You've done it already twice. Get the lead and stay on top of it. Do not let the lead get away from you. Do not let the lead turn into a deficit. Finish games. Last year, that was a problem for the Saints. They also had a problem getting ahead early. They're doing the exact opposite this time. Just keep doing that. Adam Schefter with this tweet. This is important, guys. He did not practice today. Pretty much just highlighting what I just said. A.J. Brown, he's a really, really good wide receiver. He's led the receiving for Philadelphia over the past couple of seasons since joining Philadelphia after being traded by the Titans. Good. Again, we're not celebrating the injury, but we are saying you need to take advantage and capitalize on a situation. That's all I'm saying. But if you guys want to join the program, get on the show, feel free to send in a super chat like Queen Courtney, HF, and my main man, the great Duke brothers. Shout out to all of them for sending in those donations today. Perfect. That's perfect. You got it. And on top of that, if you want to get in for free, use hashtag Saints, ask a question, share a hot take, trade idea, whatever you want to do. But that's a free way to get on the show. However, if you do super chat, not only do you get a cool helmet sticker, but you skip the line. We get to share or spend a little extra time on your questions. Kind of like the Fast Pass at Disney World or Six Flags or whatever. So that's just kind of an incentive if you guys want to get your question up on the screen a little bit sooner. And like I just said, let's count how many stickers we got. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. All right, who wants to be number 44 and number 45 on the helmet? The next two donations are 43 or 44 and 45 on our Saints Now helmet. And by the way, if you get on the helmet, I might mail it to you. Just saying. Somebody's getting it. Dude asked if he could be on there from Maddie. Yeah, we'll put Dude on there. You know what? We'll put Dude on there if somebody buys. You buy yourself a sticker, you also buy my dog a sticker. Just saying. Next person to buy a sticker. You buy yourself one, and then you buy one for my dog. I think that's a pretty good little good 2-for-1 if you ask me. So feel free to send in a donation. It's the little rectangular icon with the dollar sign. Just feel free to do that if you want to. And we always greatly appreciate our super chatters. But we mainly appreciate our subscribers and all the real ones who tune in every single day. Alrighty, Tex, whenever you're ready, we can dive into the injury report. Nothing too crazy about it. I think it's a positive injury report. I think it's a good injury report, more honestly. I think it's one of those things where we got to take a grain of salt with some of this. The injuries are really not major for the Saints, but the players that do have injuries, just, you kind of want to monitor them. You kind of want to just pay attention to the situation here. You know what I mean? Nola Sports says that this game will not be a blowout on either side. I do believe you are correct. I think this will not be another 40-point game. I think this might be the snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. I think this might be one of those. What's up with that L3 with the question marks behind it? Yeah, can you fix that? HVAC Dad, $5 super chat. That means Dude's also getting a sticker. My cute dog Dude. HVAC Dad, we'll get you a sticker. All right, HVAC Dad and Dude both getting a sticker. So HVAC Dad will put you right here. Dude, the dog, the Who Dat pup, the official Who Dat pup of Saints Now by Chat Sports. You know how like in elementary school, in like first, second, third grade, you'll have like a pet fish, like a pet hermit crab. Like all classes had like a little class pet. Dude's our class pet, basically. He's our channel pet. So he's my pet, but he's also your pet. He's all of our pets. Shout out, Dude. Shout out to Dude. HVAC Dad says, did you listen to Parsons' new podcast episode talking about the game? No, but I was going to listen to it tonight. So no spoilers. No spoilers. I want to listen to it. I'm excited to listen to it. I'm sure he has a lot to say because he was locked up by a rookie who didn't practice all week and by Trevor Penning. So, suck it, Micah Parsons. All right, Buddy Bear, you're going on the helmet. Yep. $5 super chat from Buddy Bear. Producer Tex just said, Buddy Bear, you kind of look like Rolly in this picture. And that's a compliment because Rolly's a handsome guy. But you're handsomer. He says, put Choco Bear on the helmet, Dude, not the only pet. Okay, so I'll put Buddy Bear. I'm going to put Choco Bear next to Dude, though. Okay. For those of you who don't know, Choco Bear is Buddy Bear's cat, and he's a legend. He's on a lot of Hall of Fame boards here at Chat Sports, which is pretty sick. All right, so Buddy Bear, I'm gonna put your sticker and Choco Bear sticker on there, so you can see that you, Dude, and Choco Bear are all holding it down for it. Like right here. You ready? Look at there. All three of y'all holding it down right there. There you go. There you go. All three of y'all holding it down. Nico, Canada. What up, fam? What's going on, brother? Hope you are doing well, my friend. Nico. Oh, I need to put you on this one, brother. I need to put you on this one. Nico, Canada. Nico, have you gotten any mail recently? Have you gotten any mail? Cause you got something coming. You have gifts, I think. I can't remember if it's more than one or not, but you have gifts en route. And if you haven't yet, okay, it's en route. I'm telling you. Yeah, our mail section is all mailed away, so it's on the way. You have gifts on the way. Nico Canada, I appreciate your $20 donation. You're an absolute legend. What up, fam? Hey, fist bump, boom, fist bump to my man. And we also got St. John Butler, an absolute YouTube legend. Do me a favor, guys. Go check out St. John Butler's podcast as well. He does a really great job. He's a really, really good man. Really fun to talk with, and really just a good guy to listen to talk about the Saints. So go check out his podcast. He does a lot of really good stuff. That is my personal endorsement of St. John Butler. He's an absolute legend. So now we got the injury report coming up. We've gotten to $50 in super chats. If we get to 100, Tex, you think we do a little beer bong if we get to $100 in soups? He said, "Oh yeah." He gave me one of these. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, deal's on. If we get to $100 in super chats, we're $51 away. We will do a beer bong here on the channel. Saints fans, I know you like to throw down. I also know you like to talk about some football. So let's do that. We're going to talk about the injury report coming at you right about now. What's happening, Saints fans? Thank you so much for tuning in to today's program. In this video, we're going to go through the Week 3 injury report as the first phase of it dropped today on Wednesday, September 18th. And as of right now, it's a really positive development for the New Orleans Saints, and I think that we got some good news around a lot of players that a lot of you are really big fans of. But I got to really quick tell you something that I'm a big fan of, and that is today's presenting sponsor, Factor Meals. And if you're a lot like me and you're a busy person and you don't have a lot of time to whip up some grub, Factor Meals is the thing for you. And if you want to meet your wellness goals this fall, you should check out Factor Meals. They have a delicious menu of chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. So no matter how busy you are, you'll always have time to enjoy nutritious, great tasting meals. And with 35 different meals and more than 60 add-ons to choose from every single week, you'll always have new flavors to explore. Make every day delicious, from breakfast to dessert. Stay fueled with easy, nutritious options. Head over to factormeals.com/SaintsChat50 and use code SaintsChat50 to get 50% off your first box. But wait, there's more. I'm just like Billy Mays. You'll also get 20% off your next month. So use code SaintsChat50 at factormeals.com/SaintsChat50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. All of that information is in the comment section and description of this video. Thank you, Factor Meals, for sponsoring the video, and let's get into it right now. So the positive vibes, that's all we're looking for right now. If you want to see the New Orleans Saints have some good health, you want to see the starters get back on the field, you want to see these playmakers have some good plays, let's get to 500 likes on today's video. And hey, I know if you just hit that thumbs up icon, so I'm here to bless you with some positive news around Marshon Lattimore. He was limited in practice today, which is really, really good considering he has not been super active. He's been dealing with injuries over the past few seasons, but specifically this year, he's been dealing with a hamstring/hip injury. So last week, he missed with that injury, but interesting enough, on the injury report, the hip injury was dropped, so it's just a hamstring injury. So altogether, pretty positive development. He was limited at practice, so he got some action, which is really, really good news. I'm excited to see him get back active because I'm really a big fan of Marshon Lattimore. But let's talk about Kendre Miller. This is some really good news around the young running back who was placed on IR before the season started due to a hamstring injury that he suffered very, very early on in training camp. He was an observant at practice, so it's good to see him back at the facility with the team, absorbing the offense, being around the team and whatnot. And I think that he is a player that whenever the New Orleans Saints do get back, could be really valuable. And that's something that I pointed out here the other day on social media. And this is exactly what I said. I think that he could be really, really fun because if you go back and you think about how he played in his rookie season, he had a lot of good contact balance. I think he was underrated as a pass catcher, especially early on in the preseason. We saw him used as a pass catcher, and I thought that when he took over in the Patriots game and then when he took over in the Falcons game in Week 18, that is the player that you drafted. That is the player that we hope to get. Obviously, a lot of Saints fans have a sour taste around Kendre Miller. One, because of the unavailability. And two, you had Tyjae Spears, who was a fan favorite from Louisiana, played at Tulane. I can understand the frustration. I can understand the comparison between the two. But it is really good news around Kendre Miller that he's back with the team. He was an observant at practice, so hopefully he can be back on the field. He's eligible to return week 5. So that would be Monday Night Football against the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead, or in Arrowhead. But good news around Kendre Miller. Really quickly, I wanted to remind you, if you guys want to get more Saints news, more videos, live shows all throughout the week, and updates around your favorite football team, I encourage you to hit that sub button for 100% free content. We recently crossed over 32,000 subs, so I greatly appreciate you for helping us reach that Tyrann Mathieu Honey Badger milestone. Saints fans, you guys are absolute legends, and I can't wait to keep growing this channel and growing my football knowledge and your football knowledge all together around a team that we all absolutely love. Who dat, baby? Don't forget to subscribe. Now let's go through the injury report all together. The 4 players who did not participate, Taysom Hill, Landon Young, DeMarco Jackson, and Colin Saunders. These 2 players did not participate in the week 2 matchup against the Cowboys. Landon Young was available. He just did not participate in injury today. And really quick, let's go into an injury update around Taysom Hill. So if you didn't know this, he actually left the week 2 game with a chest injury in the second half, and he actually went to the hospital to get some things tested, run some things, and it was more just a precautionary thing. And even yesterday, Dennis Allen was saying that, hey, he's fine. Everything's going to be okay. So that's something that's worth noting. He did not participate today, the day of filming on Wednesday, September 18th, but the hope is that he could be a limited participant tomorrow on Thursday. Now, Dennis Allen, here's an update from him. We're going to up him throughout the course of the week, and hopefully he'll be ready to go. So they're going to just up his game. They're going to up his usage, and they're going to uptick his participation, and hopefully he's a player that the Saints can have available against the Eagles because, like we all know, he's a very, very big key part of the offense. Now, limited participants are as follows. We already talked about Marshon Lattimore, but Taliese Fuaga, stuttering over myself. Taliese Fuaga, he had a back injury, did not practice once last week, and he managed to lock up Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence for 4 quarters. Looked absolutely phenomenal. You literally would not have been able to tell that he had an injury and missed practice the entire week. He was so good. Tyrann Mathieu, he was on the injury report last week with the heel injury, so he was a limited participant this week. And Cedric Wilson, he has an abdomen injury. He was a limited participant there. So I really just want to discuss the fact that Taliese Fuaga, he looks like the part, guys. He looks like he's an absolute rock star. And I think that he's a player, whenever you dive into what he's capable of doing, he is a player who's going to be a long-term fit for the New Orleans Saints offense. And honestly, I just want to go full screen and talk about this because he's a really good player, and he's a guy that he's a good scheme fit. He's also a good just player. I think he's a good culture fit. He's going to come in, he's going to get to work, he's going to take care of business. Now, I also want to discuss A.T. Perry because the fact that Cedric Wilson was a limited participant at practice with an abdomen injury makes me think, could we finally get to see A.T. Perry in action? He has not logged a single snap this season thus far, and he had a hand injury in week 1. He was popped up on the injury report late, was a healthy scratch in week 2. Maybe we can finally see A.T. Perry get some run. He's a player I'm really, really high on. He's a player that I like a lot, so I want to see him be available, and I'd like to see him get some run against the Eagles. And to be honest, if you're missing Cedric Wilson, there's literally not even missing him. If he's a limited participant and he's questionable, why not just have him ready to roll? You got A.T. Perry, he's a good player, and he's a deep threat, and on top of that, he's a red zone threat nonetheless. So really quick, I just want to ask you this question. Put on your coaching visor like your Dennis Allen. Would you play A.T. Perry in week 3? It was a healthy scratch. Don't know why. Didn't really make sense to me, but in week 2, they didn't really need him. Just type start if you would play him. Type bench if you're just going to put him on the bench as a healthy scratch. Lastly, the full participants, one of the rookie draft picks out of the University of Texas, Jalen Ford, he is a full participant. He's been dealing with the hamstring issue. And Rashid Shaheed, he has a hip injury, but he was a full participant. So we're going to monitor him a little bit closer. But when it comes to Jalen Ford, the scouting report on him, he was really productive at the University of Texas last year. It was a big key part in that Longhorns defense that took them all the way to the college football playoff. He's a really good tackler. He has really good instincts, and he's a smart football player, but he's pretty decent in coverage too. So I think that he's a good fit, and I think that he can learn a lot from a player like Pete Werner and Demario Davis, and I think that he is a guy that the sooner you can get him back on the field, the sooner he can contribute. And plus, he offers some linebacker depth at a position that is good, but, can be a little scary if you do have some injuries. Now let's really quickly get you informed on the Eagles injury report. So this update from Adam Schefter came in just moments before we went live. It literally came in the second we went live today at 4:30 p.m. Central Time. So he's dealing with a hamstring injury, did not participate. That was actually an expectation that had been reported a couple of days ago, that he might be out for a few weeks. Now, Johnny Wilson, the wide receiver for the Eagles, also did not participate with a hamstring injury. So just two things to monitor right there. The Saints, I'm not going to sit here and say, let me rephrase. What we're not going to do here is celebrate an injury. But what we are going to do here is say that the team needs to capitalize on an unfortunate situation for another team. Take advantage of your opportunity to lock down Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert, take away some of the receiving ability, and gash this team, destroy this team. I mean, you got an opportunity to take down a quality opponent. Not only is it going to be beneficial just in the grand scheme of your schedule and your record, but this is also could have wild card implications in the off chance that maybe the Saints don't win the division. Maybe they cool down a little bit or something. So this is an important game to me. I want to see the Saints take advantage of the fact that the Eagles probably will not have A.J. Brown available. But you know what? That's the injury report for both two teams. We'll keep you guys updated all throughout the week, so don't forget to subscribe. And really quick, let me ask you this question. Who you got, Saints or Eagles? Just type S for this team right here, or type E for the Philadelphia Eagles. We're going to be screaming, "Cry, Eagles, cry," all day long. Who Dat Nation, sound off, and y'all stay golden. We will see you next time. All righty. Would you rather, or not would you rather, would you play A.T. Perry? I can't read. I cannot read. All righty. We got a $5 super chat from my man, Eddie. What's up, Who Dat Nation? Eddie, I'm going to throw you on the helmet, my man. Thank you for your generous donation. As always, Eddie, the coaching legend. Booyah. We're getting a lot of stickers on this helmet today, guys. This $50 or this 50% off sale might need to become a regular thing. What do y'all think? What do you say? Every Wednesday we do 50% off. David, you want to buy a sticker? They're 50% off today, $5. On game day, they're normally $10. But if you're a real one and you support the channel, not just on game day, but throughout the week as well, we want to reward you and give you the opportunity to get a helmet sticker. Do I do the entire next segment like this? Might have to. Can you get 2 stickers? Yes, Lorenzo, you can have multiple stickers on the helmet. And if you have like a friend that you want to throw on the helmet, send in a super chat, put their name in the message. We'll happily throw them on the helmet as well. So the next discussion topic, I think you guys are going to like. I'm going to be honest. Shut up, Siri. Siri's trying to listen to me. Ugh. David says, how do I buy a sticker? $5 super chat. So there's a rectangular icon with a little $sign in it. Just send it. You just hit that, scrub it to $5. Boom. You got yourself a sticker. And if somebody wants to buy a sticker for David, we can do that as well. Lorenzo says he's starting Derek Carr in fantasy. Might be a good play. Donovan, what's going on? How you doing, brother? So we got Brennan, Aiden, Lorenzo, Sleepy Chris, Nathan Sullivan. Guys, I appreciate all of y'all for tuning in. If you haven't already, like this video. Get on the channel. Hit the thumbs up icon. Oh, we got a couple more stickers to give away. All righty. I'm trying to heart this, but the dots are getting in the way. Imagination. Trust me, I'm trying to like it. I just can't get the YouTube is getting in the way. You want Christina? Okay. Yes. All righty. I got one for your daughter. Eddie, I'll put it right next to yours. So you guys can always be next to each other on this helmet. Ooh, yeah. There you go. Right up top. Right up top for you, brother. Right up top for you. Thank you, Eddie. You're always a real one. I always appreciate you supporting me. And as always, I'm supporting you. So hit me up with all the high school football stuff you got going on. Imagination Nexus Company. He sent in a super sticker. It's his 10th ever super chat. So shout out to you. I'm going to put INC. That's actually pretty crazy. INC. Who did? Oh, he did? Imagination. Do you want 2 helmet stickers? I could give you 2 helmet stickers. We can do that. I'll put 2 helmet stickers on there for you. You got a hippo saying good game. Nice. All right. I'm going to put your helmet sticker on here. And then we're going to talk about Davante Adams because that's a good discussion topic. What do you think? Are you guys ready to talk about Davante Adams? If so, type me. You guys want to talk Davante Adams? Type me. Imagination, a $20 super chat. Let's go. Imagination, get in the comments. If you want me to throw somebody's name on there for you, I can do that. I can do that for you. Also, for the record, we're $11 away from me doing a beer bong. Who wants to see Trizzy do a beer bong? Oh, boy. David! Oh, my goodness. David, Charlie, I got you. I'm going to rewrite it because it's not very centered. Yeah, no kidding. Unfortunately, we don't get the PowerPoint tools on helmet stickers. Oh, David is a first-time super chatter. David, Charlie. Okay. I'm going to put David on here. We're going to put David up front since he's a first-time super chatter. Just feels right. Right there, David. What do you think about that? Right up front. Right on display for the whole world to see. Everyone give me a who dat David in the comment section. Text, I'm going to need a happy dad and I'm going to need a funnel. Because we're getting rowdy today on Saints Live. Y'all trying to get rowdy? We can get rowdy. Here's the deal. Every $100 we get, I'm doing a beer bong. So every time we hit $100, we're at $120 right now. So if we get $80 more throughout the night or throughout the afternoon, I will do a beer bong. Sound good? We got a deal? I think we got a deal. Damn good deal. Damn good deal. All righty. Nico sending me a who dat, David. Booyah. Every $100 we get is going to be a beer bong for Trizzy. Shout out Tex. He's going to go get that. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Warm. That'd be great. Yes, warm. No, just bring a funnel. Bring one of the funnels, like the actual funnel. The actual like funnel itself. If they don't have that out there, just like the Freedom funnel's fine. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you, brother. All righty. Eddie says, drink up, bud. All right. I will. Tex getting that for me. He's getting the drinks for me. Oh, if you guys are excited to talk about Davante Adams trade, type me. Type me in the chat right now. Type those me's in the comments if you're excited to watch or excited to talk about Davante Adams trade rumors. My stupid phone won't let me donate some channels. Oh, dang. Imagination! Nexus! Company. Shout out to you, man. Coming out of nowhere. Just getting rowdy. We are now $70 away, $71 away, technically, from getting to a second beer bong. Does this trade have any real possibility, or are we just dreaming? Well, I mean, there is a possibility. I would say it's more of a dreaming situation, but there is a possibility. Like, I will tell you, out of in terms of percentage, out of 100%, say it's like 10%. It's like very, very low. But things could get ramped up here. Thank you. Things could get a little bit more realistic. Legend. You know what to do. You're a legend. Things will ramp up if the Raiders start playing bad and losing games and the trade deadline gets closer. Just saying. I have done the math. I've done the numbers. Right now, the Saints, like as it stands right this second, if the Saints were to try and trade right this second, in this moment, right now, they would not be able to afford him. However, they can restructure a lot of money and create a lot of money. Just going to put that out there. All right, pouring up my happy dad. Yep. Y'all saw and heard the crack. All righty, really quick. There was a tweet that I also want to talk about really fast. Catherine Terrell. Oh, I know where it is. I saved it because I'm a genius. So, did you know that NFL teams can create cap space, quote, out of thin air by buying an insurance premium on a player? Contract clubs can essentially buy cap space. There's a loophole. So, you could buy cap space if you want to do that. I don't know anything about it, but that's something you can do. All right, Eddie. Imagination Nexus Company. Nico. All of you. Buddy Bear. Bunch of legends. This one's for you guys. Excuse me. I did not mean to do that in y'all's ear. For the record, I did not mean to do that in y'all's ear. Yeah, could you just slide that trash can right over here? Just got to get this foam out of here. You know how it be. Sometimes drinks get foamy. Nothing wrong with hanging out with the foamy homie. That's weird. I'm not going to say that again. I don't really like that. I'm just not going to say that again. All right. Davante Adams time. Let's talk about it. Oh. See, I'm trying to like quietly burp. So it's not in y'all's ear. So B Jammin says send A.T. Perry and Kendre Miller for a future first round pick. And a future first round pick. I wouldn't send all that. I'd send like Kendre Miller. If I'm sending A.T. Perry and Kendre Miller, I'm doing that and like a fifth or a fourth or a third at most. Yeah, this one just popped in as well. Like a couple minutes ago. Yeah. Shout out to Eddie and shout out to Imagination Nexus Company. INC. Steve Wynn says, go Trace. Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right. We're going to talk about it. No more beep-bopping around. Davante Adams trade rumors. We're going to discuss it. We're going to have some fun. Yeah, game time for this one. And cool. Got my stuff squared on my end. Whenever you are ready, Tex, let's dive on in. Let's dive in, Saints fans. Should New Orleans trade for Davante Adams? We've had this conversation a handful of times. We've talked about it on the show on multiple occasions. But this is a little bit of a different situation because now we're in the season. The New Orleans Saints are playing a lot better than we all thought they were going to be. So maybe they're interested in being buyers. But I want to ask you really quick. Are you interested? And how interested are you in a Davante Adams trade? Scale it for me 1 to 10. 1, you like not at all. Want nothing to do with it. 10, you're saying, take my money. Take my money right now. Give me Davante right now. You see what I'm saying? So 1 to 10, scale it for me. How interested are you in Davante Adams? Now, we're talking about this because just a few days ago, Davante Adams and Rashid Shaheed joined the lovely Kay Adams on her morning show Up and Adams. And Davante gave a lot of praise to Shaheed. And when I was talking about it and I was reading through it and I was listening to the clip and I was watching the interview, just kind of got this feeling. I kind of got this vibe that Davante is seeing what's happening in the Saints offense with Derek Carr, the quarterback he wanted to play with in Las Vegas. The whole reason he was sent to Vegas anyway. He sees that and he's like, ooh, having a lot of fun over there. High scoring offense. They're getting a lot of yards. Derek Carr is kind of balling out. I got Gardner Minshew and O'Connell. We're going to talk about it. Is it realistic? Maybe. Possibly. Probably not, but I don't know. There's still a lot of time until the trade deadline, but this is what Davante Adams said about Rashid Shaheed, and I think it's really, really cool. I think he's getting some of that early Tyreek love right now. The speed and the stretch the field and all of that. But if you really pay attention to his game, the man can play. He can run routes. He's got the best coach in the world over there to work with right now. He's only going to get better. That man is a baller. I'm looking forward to seeing him continue to evolve in this league. Now, really fast. Trade target. Why? What was that he said? Producer text. What was that he said about he really liked the coach that he was with, the best to be doing it right now, and yeah. Oh, okay. Normally when I'm giving compliments text, it's because I really like a person, or it's because I admire what they got going on. Maybe he likes what we got going on here in New Orleans. Now, trade buzz, is there discussions? Has there been calls? None of that's really happened. But this started on social media because this clip kind of went viral. It kind of started making its waves around the Instagram and X spheres of the world, and people were like saying kind of the same thing here. It's, oh my goodness, he sounds like he wants to be a Saint. He sounds like he's ready to get out of there. He sounds like he's ready to come back and play with Derek Carr. He wants to come to the Saints. That's kind of the chatter that was on social media from a lot of Saints fans. And obviously there's the connection between him and Derek Carr dating back to their days at Fresno State. But my question, and this is an important one to ask, is there even room for him in the wide receiver group? I'm not necessarily sure. Let's take a look here. Chris Olave, in my opinion, is a bona fide wide receiver 1. So if you bring in Davante Adams, you're going to have a wide receiver 1A and a wide receiver 1B. But to take it even a step further than that, I think you kind of have that in Rashid Shaheed. And I know that right now on your screen it says Rashid Shaheed in the slot. To be honest, I didn't really know where else to throw him. But I'm going to just keep it real with you. When you have these two players, for the record, Rashid Shaheed could line up in the slot and he can be dominant. He can line up outside and he is dominant. But these two players right here, I already think you kind of got a wide receiver 1A and a wide receiver 1B. Now, just because Rashid Shaheed was an undrafted free agent doesn't mean he's a bad player. Look at the numbers. He has been outstanding. He is one of the highest and best receivers statistically thus far in the 2024 season. So let's go back to the discussion topic. Should the Saints make the trade? I don't know. And if it's me, I'm kind of in the boat of it would be cool, but. And the but for me is you have a good wide receiver group. I really like A.T. Perry. I think Bub Means and the development of him over the long term could be cool. And on top of that, he's an expensive player. And we're going to talk about the finances here in just 1 second. But if there is a trade or if there's any rumors or buzz around Davante Adams or really any trade for the New Orleans Saints, we got you covered. I do think that the black and gold are going to be buyers this year because they are playing really, really well. And teams that are winning a lot of games as they approach the deadline are looking to improve the roster for a Super Bowl run. So we're going to keep you guys locked in. If there's any trade rumors, there's any buzz, or there's any updates around the New Orleans Saints making a trade, you should subscribe because we'll make a video about it. So let's take a look at the production for Davante Adams. What kind of player would you be getting if you were to make this trade? So far, he's off to a hot start. He's doing well. Only 1 touchdown, but that's not a problem whatsoever in my opinion. Through 2 games, I'll take that. I do not have much of an issue with a lack of touchdowns in the first couple of weeks. 2023, pretty productive. Could have been better. 2022, very productive. 2021, very productive. He's a good player. And good players come at a cost. And that cost for Davante Adams, if you trade for him, would be about $17 million. And on top of that, with his contract, he has a $510,000 per game bonus he gets for every game he plays. So if the Saints were to trade for him in week 7 or week 6, you'd only be paying him week 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and so on. So that's where things can kind of get interesting here. But you could also sit here and say they can't afford it. And I would say I agree with you right now. But you can also create around $17 million if you were to restructure some contracts. And not just some, a handful. $8 million alone if you restructure Alvin Kamara right now. And also, I need to do further research, and I encourage you to do it as well. I'm going to read you this tweet, and it's really interesting. It's an ESPN article, and it's titled, "A Rabbit Hole Most People Know Nothing About." So it's interesting. Did you know NFL teams can create cap space, quote, out of thin air? By buying an insurance premium on a player's contract, clubs can essentially, quote, buy cap space. All about a loophole that sources said the league office is scrutinizing. So do what you want with that information. I'm going to do some more research on that because that's an intriguing thing. It literally just popped up minutes before we went live, so I didn't have time to do my research. But my point being is if the Saints want to make the finances work, they can. They always can, and they always do. Now, if you want to make your finances work and you still want to go to live events, you like going to concerts, comedy shows, sporting events, all sorts of fun stuff, just like me, but you may also be a little bit of a procrastinator, you should check out the Game Time app. They take the guesswork out of buying tickets to college, football, NFL games, concerts, and other cool live events in your city. When you download the Game Time app, create an account and use code CHATSPORTS, you'll get $20 off your first purchase. And you can use those savings to get yourself some gear or some merchandise or some concessions at an LSU game or maybe even a Saints game this season. Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Now, they also don't just have tickets in Louisiana. They got them all over the country. So if you want to go see an event in your city, download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply, but once again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS. That's code CHATSPORTS to get $20 off your first purchase. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. So I kind of just want to get to my opinions here, and I want to talk about whether or not I think it's a good idea, because I'm still kind of split on this decision. While I think it would be really cool, and I think it would be a lot of fun, this is an all-in move. Should the Saints go all in? Right now, they're giving us no reason to think they shouldn't. But this is also a conversation that could be very, very different here in a few weeks, depending on how things shake out with the next few games. It would be really cool. Do not get me wrong. Do not get it twisted. I would love to see Davante Adams looking like this on Sunday. Shout out my girlfriend, by the way, for that fresh jersey swap. But like I said, this is an all-in move. So the pros and cons of going all in, should you? Well, maybe. Maybe not. Why should you go all in? Because Clint Kubiak, he's going to get head coaching attention, especially if he keeps things up at the rate he is playing or coaching right now. He is going to get head coaching interviews. My prayer, I hope to God that we can get at least 2 years of Clint Kubiak, because I just, call me a crazy, call me a bad fan. I want to see at least 2 years of this offense because I love it. It's awesome. It's so fun to watch. And it's the best offense we've seen since number 9 was hucking the pill all over the yard. Another reason to go all in. Derek Carr has no guaranteed money after 2025. So if you want to try and make things work and you want to win a Super Bowl right now, you want to go for it, maybe it makes sense because you only have a little bit of limited time, or you only have a limited time until you have to reset with a young quarterback. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a problem, but if you want to win with Derek Carr, which is why you signed him, is to be competitive and win games, maybe you do it. Now, the cons of this, the Saints are going to be in a cap situation. We're not going to call it cap hell because it never is. They always find their way out of it. If we're in cap hell, Kai Harley is cap Jesus because every single year they manage to get themselves out of a deeper hole than they were last year. Giggity. So $81.4 million, that's the number that they have to climb out of next year. So if you trade for Davante Adams, you have to pay him this year, but you also have to pay him next year and in the future, and that's a lot of money that you got to give to him. But on top of that, you have players like Chris Olave that you have the ability to pick up their fifth-year option in 2025. Another question, should the Saints trade for Davante Adams? Well, do you want to pay Chase Young to possibly bring him back? Do you want to try and build the offensive line? Do you want to invest in the offensive line and try and make that work? And grow it and build it? They're clearly working now. That's not what I mean. But do you want to invest and get better and more improved if you want? Add more quality depth? Do you want to give away the draft capital? Those are the questions you have to ask yourself. And those are questions you have to have an answer for. I think Davante Adams, we all know, would make this a really, really good team. I think we can all agree that he would make this a very dangerous offense. And I think we can all agree that Raider fans would lose their mind, and this would just be a classic another Raiders to Saints connection. But do you want to go all in? That's the question you have to answer. Do you want to do this? Saints kind of have been doing this soft reset this entire offseason by not extending some players or by only extending certain players an X amount of money. And on top of that, not making trades and not making these big splashy signings. So those are the questions you have to answer. So it's your time to answer. Do you want to go all in this season? If you want to go all in and try and win a Super Bowl, the pros, you could win a Super Bowl. There's literally nothing better. There is literally nothing better than winning a Super Bowl. That is the best thing you can do in the National Football League. It is the best thing you can do in football as a whole. Do you want to save it? Because if you save it, maybe you have longer-term success and you don't win as many games now. It's the pros or cons. It's the yin and yang. That's what you have to be able to answer. So my final thoughts. For me, a few weeks ago, if we're talking in the middle of training camp, I would have said no. I said I'm not necessarily interested in trading for Davante Adams. I like what we got. I don't want to give away future draft capital. I like this soft reset that we're doing. But the Saints are not the team that we all thought they were going to be about a month ago. Saints are not the team we all thought they were going to be 2 months ago. They are much better than we all anticipated. And if you want to go and win a Super Bowl, if you want to compete, you're taking down a quality opponent in the Dallas Cowboys. They're going to be in the conversation for the playoffs. They will likely make the playoffs, for the record. A few weeks ago, I would have said no. But now I'm kind of leaning, if you want to go all in, why not? I don't know if it'll happen. I don't think it'll happen. But if it does happen, boy, are we going to have some fun. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you lock us in and turn on your notification bell. If a Davante Adams trade happens, we're going live. We're going to be going absolutely crazy. And it's going to be a historic night here on the channel. So be sure to lock us in. Y'all stay golden. We'll see you next time. Booyah! Let me know. Do you want to spend money or do you want to save it? And we also got another $20 super chat. We're 51 away from a second beer bong. We're $51 away from a second beer bong, just for those of you who didn't know. Davante Adams gives you an experienced wide receiver. That is true. What up, Seeps? T. Higgins is not an option. Tajay Spears not an option. Those are true, B. Jammin. Jerry G says, save. Imagination Nexus Company, $20 super chat. Shout out to you, man. You're the MVP of the day. Super chat MVP of the day. I mean, that's incredible. Putting on a clinic, INC. INC, I encourage you to come hang out on game days, on Sundays. We do a lot of giveaways and fun stuff. So if you want to possibly win yourself some cool Saints gear, some merchandise, or, we have these these MVP footballs. We got the helmet. If you want to win some of this stuff and maybe get some stuff sent to your house, come tune in and we'll hang out. All right, we got a mailbag coming up. Use hashtag Saints or send in a super chat to be featured. $51, we will do a beer bong. Tex, could you go grab me another Happy Dad? Yeah, yeah, that's perfect. So yeah, just bring me another Happy Dad in here. Warm one's good. Yeah. Um, and I'm just gonna bring it in here just in case we get it during the mailbag. Tex is gonna use the restroom real quick. Perfect. Perfect. Flash deal. Every super chat while Tex is gone gets a helmet sticker. Every super chat while Tex is gone gets his helmet sticker. Doesn't matter the value. Could be $1, could be $5, could be $100. I don't care. You want a helmet sticker? Send a super chat while Tex is gone. That's the flash deal we have. And also on top of that, use hashtag Saints to get a question in, share a hot take. We want to talk to you guys because I know y'all are smart fans and y'all like to talk ball as well. And it's a fun little segment we do, so we can all chop it up, and I can kind of see what you guys are thinking. You can see what I'm thinking, so just have some fun. Would you rather have T. Higgins or Jordan Addison? Ooh, that's a good question. DJ Mutt King. Would you rather have T. Higgins, Jordan Addison, or D.A.? Ooh. That's a good question. I'm going to be honest. I think I might go Davante Adams, maybe. I like T. Higgins a lot, but you're going to have to pay him a lot of money. I think you're going to have to pay him more than Davante Adams next year. And on top of that, I think Davante Adams just has that chemistry with Carr. Like, you don't have to do all that. You don't have to worry about it. Thanks, brother. A.T. Perry was healthy and active, right? Yes, he was a healthy scratch last week. That is correct. Nine just gaming. What is the record between the Eagles and Saints the last few matchups? I actually can pull that up. I can actually pull that up. Let me see here. Boom. All right. The all time the Eagles lead the series 19-16, but the Saints have a 3-1 lead in the playoffs. The last few matchups was Saints versus Eagles in 2022, where we won with that Marshon Lattimore pick 6 against Gardner Minshew. That was hilarious. Then I'm just trying to make sure I have these games correct. Yeah, Andy Dalton started. Is that the Andy Dalton year? Yeah, that was the Andy Dalton year, right? Yeah, Andy Dalton starting. That's crazy. So they're 1-1. Dating, I'll go dating back to 2020 in week 14. Last 3 matchups. Last 3 matchups. So the Saints are 1-1. Let's see, in 2020. I think that, yeah, that's the game that the, pretty sure that's the game that the Saints, or no, Jalen Hurts beat the Eagles in 2020, right? Yeah. Let me just pull it up. Alrighty. Saints versus Eagles history. So the Saints won. So over the last since dating back to November of 2018, the Saints are 3-2 against the Philadelphia Eagles. That's crazy. One of those was a playoff win, I believe. Yeah, one of those was a playoff win. That's wild. Yep. So the Saints in the last since November of 2018 lead the series 3-2. One of those being a playoff win, where Drew Brees put bell to ass. That was a fun one. 20 to, so yeah, 48-7 in November of 2018. What is Okay. Sure. Let's just get into it. All right. Mailbag coming up. Use hashtag Saints or send in a super chat. We'll answer your questions. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's in the script. So just follow that. Alrighty. How are we feeling about Chase Young? I think it was a great signing. Sorry guys, we're just trying to get the behind the scenes stuff situated. We are ready to roll. We're gonna get into some Saints rumors and a subscriber mailbag. So Saints fans, let's get into it. What's happening, Saints fans? Thank you all so much for tuning in to today's show. As always, my name is Girouaurd. No matter where you are or how you're tuned in, we greatly appreciate the Houdat Nation for making us a part of their day. Today's video, you clicked on it because you probably saw the Ja'Marr Chase trade rumors in the discussion topic of this video, the title, the thumbnail, whatever you want to call it. But here we go. Why are we talking about it? Adam Schefter, earlier, just a few days ago, about a week ago, tweeted this out. Ja'Marr Chase has no plans to negotiate a long-term deal this season with the Cincinnati Bengals per source. So I saw this. This was game day for the record when the Saints absolutely beat the piss out of the Cowboys. I saw this tweet, and I quote tweeted it with this. What do you think? What initial thoughts? One word reaction. Come on, sick, bitchin', awesome, yes, all of those are acceptable. I think this would be a really dope move. For the record, Mikey Taylor a while back asked for us to make this jersey swap, so I'm glad that we got able to bring it back up and show it once again. But guys, come on, let's talk about trading for Ja'Marr Chase. That would be unreal if we could manage to bring Ja'Marr back to the boot. I mean, this year, things have been a little slow. Hasn't started off too good. Joe Burrow's kind of been shaky to get things started with the season for the Bengals. But last year, he was really good. 2022, he was really, really good. 2021, he was really, really good. And you know what else would be really, really good? Is this potential offense. I mean, could you imagine this group being Derek Carr's main weapons? Not to mention you also have Juwan Johnson. You also have Foster Moreau. You also have A.T. Perry, Bub Means, Cedric Wilson, Jamal Williams, in the future Kendre Miller. You're telling me that you don't want a little bit of that? Ja'Marr Chase in the black and gold once again? I mean, I think that he could be a really good player. I think he could be a really fun addition. Is it realistic? Not really. But should it happen? 100%. I think it should. He is a phenomenal wide receiver. And this isn't me trying to tear down the Bengals, but when you have a poverty franchise like them who just refuses to spend money, you're not going to be able to keep around top playmakers. Joe Burrow, he's a good playmaker, and he has a lot of money, or he deserves a lot of money. Ja'Marr Chase also deserves a lot of money. So if the New Orleans Saints are willing to move some money around, make something happen, and figure it out, are you kidding me? You don't want him back in Louisiana scoring touchdowns? Come on. When I tweeted it out, the response on social media was through the roof. So I expect the response from this question to be also pretty positive. Would you trade for Ja'Marr Chase? I'm not saying, is it realistic? I'm not saying, will it happen right now? I'm saying, would you do it? Are you interested in it? Because if you're interested in it, we can take a further deep dive into this later on, and we can even, look at it and see how realistic it could possibly be. So let me know, trade or pass, would you make this trade, sound off, and be the GM for me? Now coming up next, we're going to take some questions from our subscribers. So if you haven't already, be sure to turn on your notifications and subscribe to the channel because this next portion of our show comes directly from our live show every Wednesday around 4:30 Central Time. But you would know that if you were subscribed. And you'd also know that if you turn on your noties. So really fast, before we get into some mailbag questions, I got to give a big-time shout-out to Factor Meals. And if you want to meet your wellness goals this fall, you should check out Factor Meals. They have a delicious menu of chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. So no matter how busy you are, you'll always have time to enjoy nutritious, great tasting meals. And with 35 different meals and more than 60 add-ons to choose from every week, you'll have new flavors to explore. Make every single day delicious from breakfast to dessert and stay fueled with easy, nutritious options. Head on over to factormeals.com/SaintsChat50 and use code SaintsChat50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. In this economy, you're dang right it is. Use code SaintsChat50 at factormeals.com/SaintsChat50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. All of that information is in the comment section and description of this video. Thank you to Factor Meals for making today's show possible, and thank you for sponsoring or for supporting Chat Sports and supporting Factor Meals. HF with our first question, a $5 super chat, excuse me. So shout out to him. Clint's got experience against the Eagles defense. Needs to punch them in the mouth and not let them up. Yeah, I totally agree with you, HF. I think for Clint Kubiak, he's got to be dialed in on this run defense especially. What I saw from the Eagles' run defense is that it is pretty much non-existent. So with the Saints, their offense, like we have known, and Clint Kubiak's been very upfront about the fact that the run game is going to be a big factor for the New Orleans Saints, and getting the team grounded and the offense grounded is a big key to the offensive success. Could not agree with you more. Got to hit him in the mouth. Got to keep things going. And to be honest, I just want to see this team shock another set of fans and beat the absolute brakes off the Philadelphia Eagles. HVAC Dad, did you listen to Parsons' new podcast episode talking about the game? I have not gotten the opportunity to listen to it at the time of filming this video. Hopefully by the time this is actually posted, we'll be able to talk about it in the comment section and whatnot, but I do plan on listening to it tonight. I'm excited to see what he has to say because I'm excited to see what he thinks about Trevor Penning and Taliesin Fuaga for absolutely locking him up and clamping him down for 4 quarters. 9 Just Gaming, while wide receiver is flashy, would it make more sense to trade for O-line, and if so, who? I'm actually going to be honest. I don't think you need to trade for anybody on the O-line. Right now, you don't. You have the number 1 center in Eric McCoy, according to PFF grades, for the record. You have the number 1 center in Eric McCoy. You have the number 1 guard in Lucas Patrick. Taliesin Fuaga has been stellar. Trevor Penning is playing really, really good football. Cesar Ruiz is playing good football as well. So, in my opinion, unless you get like a major injury, I don't think you necessarily have to trade for an offensive lineman. Like, why not go get another receiver? I'm kind of in on it. But if there are injuries, like, maybe this is something that we have to talk about. DJ Mutt King says, would you rather an option like T. Higgins or Jordan Addison over Davante Adams? See, I like Jordan Addison a lot, but you have the speed threat in Rashid Shaheed. Chris Olave is also fast as hell, too. Don't forget that. T. Higgins, I really like T. Higgins, but if it's between T and Davante, I'm going to go Davante because he knows what it's like to play with Derek Carr, and he has that built-in connection and that built-in chemistry, so that's a little just bit more appealing to me. But for the record, I also really, really like the idea of adding T. Higgins. I don't think it's realistic, but I love the idea of it. Rima, do you think that both Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed can have 1,000 yards receiving? Fun fact, Rima, I actually did a hot takes video, I did 5 bold predictions for this season for the Saints, and one of my bold predictions was that Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed would both be 1,000-yard receivers. I believe it was my bold prediction number 1. I think it was actually my first bold prediction of that video. So, yeah, I do think that they can do it. And they right now are showing me that they will do it. Kendall Taylor, should we trade for one more wide receiver, Davante Adams or Courtland Sutton? Man, it would be fun to go get Davante. We talked about him on a recent video. I had a whole 10, 15-minute breakdown. So if you want to go and see what my full thoughts are on that, I highly encourage you to go check it out. But short answer, I think Davante Adams would be a lot of fun, but that would be an all-in move. Courtland Sutton, maybe it's a little bit more realistic because I don't think would be as expensive as a Davante Adams in terms of the trade, but they're both good options, and I'm not opposed to adding another wide receiver for this season. Who do you see as possible targets if the Saints are going all in? One of those receivers we've talked about so far. Davante Adams is the first one that comes to mind. Maybe you go and get – I mean, I don't know, man. Like, there's really not – it's tough because literally every part of this team has played well so far. Like, there hasn't been a single weak spot on the team. Maybe if you wanted to go grab another safety or another linebacker or, like, another defensive lineman. I don't know. Like, this team so far has been really good. Outside of wide receiver, it's kind of just them. So, like, Davante Adams maybe. Jamar Chase, it's unrealistic, but maybe. I think those are two really, really intriguing options. Honestly, I just, like, don't know. Through the first 2 weeks, there's not a lot of holes in this team so far, or at least that we can see of. Jerry G, will the Saints finally give Kamara a contract? And 2, will the Saints go 3-0 on Sunday? I think so. The reports at the beginning of the season were that Alvin Kamara was done with the conversations of the contract talk. He just wanted to focus on football and stuff. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it indicates. I don't think you should read too much into it. I think he just wants to focus on football. He has said it multiple times. He's been on the record multiple times saying he wants to be a Saint for life. That being said, you got to make him a Saint for life if you're going to do that. And I think he has given the New Orleans Saints front office no reason to not want to do that. So to answer your first question, yes, I think the Saints will do it. Will they do it now? Maybe just like go ahead and clear up some money so they can spend it now. But it'll happen. It'll happen this year unless something crazy happens like a ridiculous injury, knock on wood. Will the Saints go 3-0 on Sunday? I'm going to say yes. Nico, what is the record between the Eagles and the Saints the last few matchups? So, looking at it, the all-time record, the Eagles actually lead it 19-16, but the Saints in the playoffs have a 3-1 lead, so that's pretty interesting. But dating back to November of 2018, the Saints have a 3-2 lead over the Philadelphia Eagles. The most recent matchup was on New Year's Day. Saints versus Eagles in Philadelphia. Gardner Minshew started, and the Saints won. Marshon Lattimore pick 6, if you guys remember that one. The one before that, November 21st of 2021, the Eagles dominated the Saints 40-29. We all wanted to forget that game. I remember that one. On December 13th, just a couple days before my birthday, the Saints broke my heart 21-24, and they lost to the Eagles. But in the playoffs of 2019, the Saints won 20-14. And in November of 2018, the Saints won 48-7. So those are the 5 most recent matchups. Let's keep it going. Last question coming in from Rima. Do you think that 23 will play in lockdown Smitty? So he was a limited participant on Wednesday. This video, for the record, this live show was filmed on Wednesday afternoon. So at the time of filming this, the only information we had available was what we had on Wednesday for the injury report. And that was that Marshon Lattimore was a limited participant, and Dennis Allen was wanting to ramp him up every day to make him a full participant with the idea of him playing. Will he lock him up? 100%. 150%. They don't call him Lockdown Lattimore for nothing. And also, if you remember last time they played against the Eagles, he got a pick 6, so that'd be pretty dang cool. You know what would be also pretty cool? Is if you subscribe to the channel and you help support us in our growth and our journey to trying to get to 50,000 subscribers. It's a lofty goal. It's very far down the road, but we recently crossed over 32,000. When I first took over this channel, we had less than 2,500. So to see where we're at now is absolutely incredible. But I'm not done. Job ain't finished. We're shooting for the moon try and be the biggest channel in the whole wide world on YouTube. So y'all stay golden. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. All righty. We got a few minutes before we got to sign off. Get on out of here. If you guys want a helmet sticker, we $5 super chat. Booyah. You can get a helmet sticker. They're 50% off today. We are also about $50 away from another beer bong. So do what you want with that information. If we don't get any super chats in the next 2 minutes, we'll sign off. And that's A-OK. Stopwatch is starting. Shot clock going on. If you guys want to keep the party rolling, send in a $5 super chat. Jace trying to trick the system. We got you. We're $50 away from another beer bong. How do you feel about Zach Bond? Yeah, I think we just used Zach Bond very incorrectly when he was in New Orleans. I think he's in a good scheme fit now. I also think that the Eagles have done a good job of teaching him how to drop back in coverage because he has done that a little bit. So I think he's been good, man. I do not miss having Zach Bond on the roster because he was a pain in the ass, in my opinion, more times than not. But I also think that he was a really good player that was just not used correctly. So not partially to blame on him, but not really. Mostly on the coaching. Do I miss him? I like Willie Gay a lot. And also, Pete Werner's been really good. So, B. Jammins' birth says, I miss CD Deuce. I don't. I mean, sure, he was fun to have. He was a shit talker. That was cool and all. But, to be honest, he's just one of those players, he gets burned a lot nowadays. And he's had some injuries over the past few years. Kind of has, a lot of attitude, which I like. But it seems like this team has a really good thing going on right now. And I'm not necessarily for the same reason I'm not interested in signing Michael Thomas back right now. I'm not trying to mess up what the team has. What they got clearly is working. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, kind of deal. Odds of Kamara breaking all-time purpose yards single season record by Sproles. Hi. I mean to say hi. Who dat team says Trace, what up? We're 20 seconds away from signing off, unless we get another super chat. Otherwise, we're out of here, and that's A-okay if we do. Could be worse. We have that corner who screwed the Bengals Super Bowl. Eli Apple. Yeah, I remember when we had him. Burnt toast. That brother stinks. Trade Marshon and start Kool-Aid from Mike. It's an interesting idea. We could talk about it at a future date. But for now, need a super chat in the next 10 seconds or we're out of here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. DJ Mutt King, I did see your Twitter DM. I'll hit you up tonight. Got some work I got to finish up here at the office, but I'll DM you later. And then Nine Just Gaming, you literally hit the nail on the head, in my opinion as well. I miss C.J. Gardner-Johnson's energy and style of play. He was electric, but he wouldn't have fit our culture long-term, so I look forward to him being burned. I'm with you. Also, remember when Chris Olave as a rookie burned C.J. Gardner-Johnson at practice? I do. I do. All right, Saints fans, thank you all so much for tuning in and making it another memorable Wednesday live show. Got how many people have tuned in today? We had $154 in super chats, just under 1,800 total views. Shout out to all of you guys. Y'all are all legends. Stay golden. Content all week. We'll see you on game day.